I cannot choose how I love you, but we can choose how our love will end. Not with a bonfire, raging, wild and torn, but like the quiet sunset, softly sends its final, gentle light on fields of shorn and sleeping wheat, a slow and gracious fade, a color lingering in the western air, a final, tender promise, gently made, to prove how deeply we have learned to care. Let there be no slammed door, no shattered glass, no bitter archive of each fault and flaw. Instead, let this quiet understanding pass, be the last and most compassionate law. We will not break the vessel, but untie the cord that bound it, let it drift and float upon the memory of a clearer sky, a final, peaceful, and remote note written in a margin of a book, a single, understanding final look, for love that starts with an ungoverned spark deserves an ending that leaves its mark, not as a scar, but as a silver trace of patient grace in time's unyielding face. So, we will not be statues, frozen cold, in poses of the hurt we could not mend, a story of what happened, growing old and bitter on the shelf until the end. No, we will be like rivers, bound to part, that choose to flow to separate, distant seas, yet always carrying, within their heart, the same remembered rain that fell from trees we sheltered under. This is our design, to turn the final, fragile, trembling page, with hands made steady by a wish divine, to keep our love intact, at any stage, and when the final syllable is spoken, no ancient, unrepented vow be broken, but a release, a softly whispered keep, the beauty of the silence, wide and deep, for in that space, no longer yours or mine, our love becomes a permanent, pure line, a constellation in the dark, vast night, not ended, but translated into light. And if a ghost of longing should remain, a scent of lavender on winter air, it will not speak to us of loss or pain, but of a truth we learned to bravely bear. We'll meet, perhaps, in some future, sunlit street, and in that glance, no bitter tide will rise, just quiet thanks for making love complete, by gifting it this dignified disguise. So let the world see how a thing can cease, not by the brutal, blunt, unyielding sword, but by a slow, deliberate release, a final, tender, and unspoken word, for we have built a temple in the past, and though we leave it, it was made to last. And when the years have softened all the edges, like sea glass worn by tides we cannot measure, we'll find no room for petty claims or pledges, just the quiet, slow unfolding treasure of knowing that we held, within our hands, a fragile, burning, and impossible thing, and chose to map with grace the shifting sands, instead of let the final echoes ring, with all the noise of what we failed to be. So, this is our creation, and our art, the gentle architecture of the free. We pull the arrow out, but not the part. It pierced us with that stays, a silver gleam, a quiet star within a shared, deep dream.